Are you fed up of your house being a mess all the time and you just feel like you cannot keep on top of keeping it clean and tidy? Maybe you have an army of tiny humans that you made yourself that follow you around, messing it up quicker than you can tidy it. Well, in today's video, I'm sharing my top tips, tricks, habits and hacks for keeping your home clean and tidy. I'm Marie from mummyoffour.com. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I would love it if you would subscribe for new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday at 7 PM, where I share parenting tips, tricks, hacks and advice, as well as speed cleans, shop with me's, hauls and day in the life videos and all that good stuff. So now let's get on to the tips for how we can keep our homes super neat and tidy the easy way. My first tip has got to be to channel your inner Marie Kondo. If you are not familiar with Marie Kondo, she's fabulous. She's written a book and there's a whole Netflix series all about decluttering and how that can have an effect on your life and a positive impact on your home and just your mental health generally. So that's fantastic, go and check that out. But to summarize, it's if you have got too much stuff in your house, you're not going to be able to keep it clean and tidy, and this is just true. So the way that she says to do it is to, while you're decluttering, say, does something spark joy? And if it doesn't spark joy, you need to get rid of it. So if it's stuff that you don't love to wear, you need to get rid of it. If there are toys that your children don't love to play with, maybe they're a bit broken, a bit old, pass them on, get rid of them, get them out the house. If you've only got stuff in your home that you actually use and love, you're gonna have a lot less stuff and it's gonna be so much easier to keep on top of it. I would highly recommend decluttering a number of times through the year, definitely before Christmas, before birthdays, when you know there's going to be an influx of stuff coming into your home, new toys and things that you need to make space for. If you don't declutter, you're just going to fill your house to the brim and you're not going to have any hope of keeping it clean and tidy. Tip number 2 is to make storage your very best friend. Every single thing in your home needs to have somewhere to live. If it doesn't have somewhere to live, you either need to create a storage solution for it or it needs to be taken out from your home in the form of decluttering. A really good storage solution that I use, I absolutely love, if you've been following me for a while, you'll notice I've got it in pretty much every room of our house, is Kallax from IKEA. They are big square shelving units with different coloured boxes that you can slot into them, different sort of options of how you can store things in them, but they swallow so much stuff. They're just really versatile. So if you are looking for a way to store large quantities of things in a sorted, sensible way that you can get them in and out easily, Kallax are a really good option. I really like that the children can access things themselves, and if they can access it, they can also put it away as well. So make sure that everything in your house has somewhere that it lives and that everyone in your house knows where things go so that they can help you to put things away too. My next tip is to identify the danger areas in your house. Now these would be areas where clutter and mess collect frequently. No matter how quickly you tidy them, they seem to just be a state all the time. So for us, this would be like our entrance hall where everyone comes in from the car, literally takes off all their coats and shoes and everything and dumps them on the floor. And we ended up with a really cluttered entrance hall, and because it was the sort of first thing that everyone saw when they came to our house, it used to really stress me out. So I came up with a storage solution. We have got a small Kallax unit where all the children's bags and things get put into, so they know when they get home that they can, once they've taken their drinks out of their bag from school, they can put those bags away, they can put them away, they can get them out themselves. We have also got a solution for coats where we just basically put a coat hook rail in our downstairs loo. Because we did have a big problem with coats being dumped all over the banister and things. It just looked cluttered and messy all the time. Now the only thing I will say is I wish that our coat storage solution, there wasn't room for where we've got it, was at the children's level so that they could hang up their own coats. As it happens, it's high up, so that isn't ideal. If you've got a way that your children can do things like hang up their own stuff, that is far better, but obviously only if you've got the space. The other problem we had was shoes. We had loads of shoes all dumped by the front door and it all looked a mess. So now we have a little shelving unit, again in the downstairs loo near the front door, so that shoes can be put away. So identify the danger area in your house, perhaps it's the entrance hall, perhaps it's the kitchen, wherever it might be. Identify where things are being dumped and how you can do things slightly differently, perhaps with a different storage solution, or asking your children or your husband or whoever it may be that's creating the mess to put things in a different place. By changing your habits in these danger areas, it will make your life so much easier, because when the mess isn't accumulating as much, there's less to tidy up. My next tip is to devise a laundry system. Now, this is based on my last tip because this was one of my danger areas. What I used to do was collect all of the clean washing in big washing baskets and stack it in the corner of my bedroom, ready to be put away. And then a couple of times a week I would tip it all onto the bed, and the children and I would have a laundry party, and we would sort all the washing and put it all away in everyone's rooms. And yeah, I'd get them to muck in and do that. And this worked fine, apart from the fact that I had all of these baskets of washing stacked in the corner of my bedroom, clean stuff ready to put away, and it just looked a mess all the time, and it was really getting me down. So for me, that was one of my danger areas. So what we've done is we have put a Calyx unit next to our tumble dryer, so that all the washing as it comes out of the dryer gets sorted directly into the right person's box. As those boxes then get filled up, they then get tipped into a little basket given to the person in question to put away their own things. So the older children put away their own stuff, and the little ones have a bit of help, but they are encouraged to do it with me. And then it all gets put away in a really easy way, but there's no backlog of loads and loads of stuff that's constantly on display that is in my way and stressing me out. So if you have got a similar problem, I would highly recommend devising your own laundry system, whatever that looks like for you, to tackle your clean sorted washing when you don't have time to put it away immediately. My next tip is to clear all surfaces. So this is going back to kind of decluttering and things, but really working on looking at all the surfaces in your home and keeping them as clear as possible. As soon as there are one or two things on a surface, I find that my family are far more likely to add to that and just dump things around it. And then as soon as there's a bit of clutter on a surface, it's like an absolute free-for-all. It's just bang it all on, and it all turns out to be totally disastrous. If all surfaces, especially in your key areas in your home, your kitchen and your hallway and your living room, are kept as clear as possible and clutter-free, then people are far more likely to be respectful of that and not to add to it. It also just creates the illusion of being clean and clear and tidy. And again, when your home is tidy, your family are far more likely to be respectful of it being tidy and keep it tidy just that little bit longer. My next tip is to get everyone involved. And I've touched on this already, and I've talked about it in so many other videos, but I am a huge believer that if you get your children to help you around the house, it is good for them. It's very unlikely that wherever they live, when they move out from your house, there's going to be a laundry fairy or a cleaning fairy that does it all for them. They're probably going to have to do it themselves, and if they don't know how to look after themselves, if they've never had to do any housework or any chores or any helping around the home, whichever roommate or husband or girlfriend or boyfriend or wife they live in is going to end up being driven crazy by them because they don't know how to look after themselves. So in the interest of looking after their future adult selves, it's really a good idea to get them to help out as young as possible. The younger you get them helping out, the less they're going to object to it, the more it's just going to be totally normal for them, and it just teaches them that this stuff needs doing, and they are far more likely to be respectful of their own environment if they know they're going to have to clean it up themselves if they're making a mess and tipping things all over the floor. My next tip is to avoid sitting down in the evening until your key jobs are done. So for me, the one thing that really stresses me out in the mornings is to come down to a really smelly kitchen. So if any like food from the night before or anything has been left out, I just find that a really icky, gross, disgusting way to start the day. So for me, an absolute must before going to bed is that any food and dirty dishes in the kitchen are sorted the night before. So I also find if things need to be done and then you sit down for the evening, it's really hard to get up and keep going and get that done. So I would highly recommend, if you've got key jobs you really want to get done before the next morning, that you absolutely do them before sitting down and chilling out at all, because anything like me, once you sat down, that's kind of it. My next top tip is to keep cleaning supplies in stock. So there is nothing more stressful or annoying than being ready to clean, motivated, have the time to do it, and not have the right stuff. So I always like to have a bottle of whatever I'm using, my sort of set cleaning products. I will talk about which cleaning products I absolutely love and my must cleaning products in a separate video, and I shall link that in the cards when that is live. But I like to keep an open in-use bottle plus a backup bottle of all my favourites in stock at all times, and then as soon as one is thrown away, I order a new one of the backup. And so things rotate, so I never end up running out of things. So when I'm actually given the time, and I'm given enough time by my children to get some cleaning done, I can actually get on with it. My next top tip is to keep supplies organised and to hand. So following on from my last tip, this is all about having things easily accessible when you find those little pockets of time. So while it's always really important to keep all your cleaning supplies, you know, safe from your children and out of their reach, but I like to keep cleaning products both upstairs and downstairs, so that if I have 5 minutes, I can kind of have a quick wipe around. For example, if you keep just a clean minky pad cloth upstairs in your bathroom, you can give the bathroom a little wipe around without any chemicals, just while your children are in the bath. You can still keep an eye on them and just sort of wipe around the sink and things, and that's a quick 2-minute job that you can do. Obviously you're not going to be able to use strong chemicals and things with your children in there, but while still just giving it that 2-minute wipe around, it keeps on top of it and keeps the real grime away until you're able to give it a really good deep clean. And just giving these things a quick surface wipe over on a regular basis really helps. And the way you're going to be able to do that is that the stuff you need is to hand, and you haven't had to think, oh, I wish I had this now, and I can't leave them because they're unattended in the bath. So by keeping the things that you need to clean the upstairs, and the things that you need to clean the downstairs, if you find that you have a few minutes of time, you can quickly grab what you need, give it a little clean, and keep on top of everything around your home. My next tip is to invest in a cordless vacuum cleaner. Again, this has been an absolute godsend for me. When you've just got small messes that you really need to clean up quite quickly, you're more likely to grab a cordless vacuum cleaner, give it a quick once over a little bit of mess, and then pop it away again, rather than get out the full cleaner with all the cords and things, and you've got all your children tripping over it. The cordless is literally a quick fix for, you know, 2-minute jobs. You're just far more likely to do it a lot more often, I find, than if you're using kind of a heavy duty plug in the wall vacuum cleaner. So I would say they're well worth the investment. And my last tip for today is to take advantage of these little pockets of time. When you have got these little jobs that you can get done, if you've got 5 minutes while you're waiting for your children to get home to be dropped off to you, or while you're waiting for the kettle to boil, or whatever it may be, take advantage of these little pockets of time to just wipe around and just keep on top of things. I always put a load of washing on in the morning when I take the children down for breakfast. I've got these little jobs that I just keep doing, keep things ticking over, because that way I don't end up with a massive build up and overwhelmed, because trust me, I get that. The massive build up happens and the whole house is a tip. Whichever direction I look in, it really stresses me out. So I find if I do little and often and just take advantage of these 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, I feel so much better, because the house never seems such a mountain that I can't climb. If you then have a little bit more time, you haven't got time to do the full house clean, you know I'm a big fan of the power hour. You can do so much in 60 minutes. You can normally find an hour somewhere in your day to really get quite a lot done, really plow through loads and loads of jobs, and just make your house look so much better in those 60 minutes, and then you feel far less stressed out by all the mess. So I hope that you found these tips helpful for keeping on top of your home. If you introduce these habits into your life, then it should be much, much easier to keep your house clean and tidy. If you've liked this video, I would love it if you would subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday at 7 p.m. I will see you very soon in the next video, which you can find across here, or if you're looking for more cleaning and decluttering videos, you can find those just down here. So I'll see you guys very soon.